These are my 2024 New Year's resolutions. Happy New Year's, everybody. Welcome to my 2024 reset video. If you guys have not been watching my channel for a while, I make these monthly reset videos where I'll set goals for myself, I'll clean, I'll go over my budget, I'll do all these things, kind of prepping and resetting for the month ahead. But this time, we are doing it for the entire year. I can't believe it's 2024. I'm honestly really excited because I felt like 2023 was just like a weird year. Like just the number 23 just feels like, what? 24 is a more aesthetically pleasing number, so I'm really excited for this year, if I'm being honest. We're going to make some New Year's resolutions, reflect on past New Year's resolutions, plan, go over my budget, which I'm honestly terrified to do. The idea of looking at everything you spent in a year, terrifying, but we're gonna do it and we're gonna do it together. I wanted to start with my New Year's resolutions and I was like, do I want to start with reflecting on my 2023 New Year's resolutions, seeing how well I did, or do I want to start with sharing my 2024 New Year's resolutions? And it may sound a little backwards. Ideally, normally you would reflect on your goals and make new goals, but I think that looking at the new resolutions are more exciting than looking at the old resolutions. So we're gonna start backwards and we're gonna start with my 2024 New Year's resolutions and then reflect on my 2023 ones and see how well I did. I know that probably makes absolutely no sense, but I think it's more fun this way, so we're gonna do it. I think that New Year's resolutions can honestly be kind of wasteful and discouraging in a way. I think sometimes we look at this list at the end of the year and we're like, oh, I didn't do any of these. I didn't even remember that I wanted to do these. And so I wanted to find a way that would actually keep me accountable for my goals and make them in a sustainable way. So I thought of this solution. Well, if I'm being honest, I didn't really think of it. I saw someone talk about it on TikTok and I kind of like tweaked it a little bit to make it work for me. I've been seeing a bunch of people making monthly goals instead of New Year's resolutions and goals. So it's like January I want to do this, February I want to do this, March I want to do this, all the way down to December, that each month has a goal. I liked that idea. However, I'm in a very changing part of my life. I'm 23 years old. I'll be 24 in March. I feel like my life is changing a lot. I don't know where I'm going to be in 2 months from now, let alone a year from now. And so I thought setting a goal for November, it's kind of wasteful because I don't know if that's going to be a goal that I still feel connected to in that time. So what I thought I would do is list out goals that I have, put them in my monthly habit tracker, which I'll show you guys. Each month I'll have a focus and it'll be one of these goals. Sometimes I'll be making monthly goals and I'm like, there's not really anything that I want to achieve. And so this will kind of be like my goal bank of each month. I'll choose one of these goals to focus on. I hope that makes sense. This is what my goal tracker looks like. So each month I'm going to focus on one of these goals and put them in kind of the daily achievements category. I'm a really big daily habits person, so each day I will check something off if I do it, and then if I don't, I won't check it off. I'll link this down below. I bought it on Etsy for like $2. This thing is amazing. I've been using it for like 2.5 years now, I think. A year and a half, something like that. That's how I'm planning on doing my goals this year. So I wanted to think of 12 and I couldn't think of 12. And if I'm being honest, 12 goals is kind of a lot. I thought of 7. The first one is 10 steps a day. So in 2024, I want to hit 10 steps a day. I don't expect myself to hit this every day. I have been trying to start early. If I have the motivation, I'm gonna jump on it. So I've kind of been trying to like start my January goals a little ahead. I've gotten 6,304 steps today. I'm pretty impressed. 10,000 steps is actually a lot harder than it sounds, especially if you're like me, you have a very, what's the word, sedentary? Words are escaping me, but I sit a lot for my job. So I want to get 10 steps a day. I don't know if I expect to do this every single day of the year, but this is going to be my focus for January is 10 steps a day. Another New Year's resolution that I have is to deep clean my closet and sell clothes that I don't wear anymore or donate them. This is one of those things where it's not necessarily a daily habit. It's something I want to do maybe once or twice throughout the year. Probably my spring cleaning time, that will probably be my focus. One thing that I really want to do, a skill that I want to learn, is how to take in clothes and alter clothes, maybe sew a little bit. I used to take sewing lessons when I was like in 3rd or 4th grade, like really cute. I made pajama pants. I made like little fun things. Haven't sewed since. I don't even have a sewing machine, but I would really like to learn how to kind of alter my clothes to fit me a little bit better. I don't know if I need a sewing machine for that. I don't really know where to get started. If anyone has any advice on where I can get started for this, whether it's the fact that I have to like learn how to sew in general first before I learn how to do that, or if I can just jump into learning how to do that, that's something that I really want to learn how to do. I think it will make my life easier because I have a lot of clothes that I feel like if I altered them a little bit, it would make me feel a lot more confident, have my clothes fit better. I don't always want to take things to alteration places because that can get expensive. That is something that this year I really want to learn. It's a skill that I want to pick up. So if anyone has any suggestions on where I can get started, because I completely forgot all my 3rd grade knowledge of how to sew. We are back at my good old friend to get the splits. I think this is now my 3rd or 4th year in a row that this has been on my New Year's resolutions that I have in fact not gotten the splits. This is not going to be a goal in January. This is going to be like a year-long goal, if I'm going to be honest. I think in February or March is when I want to start this. In the past, this has been on my New Year's resolutions, and I think the reason why I haven't accomplished or achieved it is because I haven't done it in a very sustainable way. I'll put it on my monthly checklist that I want to stretch every day to get the splits. However, I think that I was just watching YouTube videos like how to get the splits, and they'd be very advanced stretches for me. Even though they're like beginner stretches, they were not beginner for me. I can barely touch my toes. Like, I am not a flexible person in the slightest, and there would be these stretches that are like, I don't know, that's not a good example, but they like put your leg over here, and like my leg does not move like that. So I think that I want to find maybe a program to help me get this split. Week 1, we're gonna start with these stretches, week 2, week 3, and kind of progress in advance throughout time rather than just watching some random like one-off stretching videos on YouTube. If anyone has any suggestions on this as well, if they have a splits program, I want to learn how to use the grill. My apartment has a grill and I've always wanted to learn how to use it, but I'm scared of catching my apartment on fire. The idea of like the propane tank really scares me. So I just want to get over my fear of doing that. Number 6, I really want to expand my vocabulary. One thing that I've been doing is I downloaded a couple dictionary apps and I like created little widgets on my phone. So they have little words of the day. So I'm trying to learn new words and expand my vocabulary a little bit. I graduated college summer of 2022. Oh my God, oh my God. Why did that make me like full body like, ugh? I feel like I haven't been learning that much and I don't want to stop learning. I want to keep expanding my vocabulary, learning new words. Not that I want to say words that people are like, what? But I kind of just want to say things that's maybe a little more impressive. Any of my goals, if anyone has any suggestions on ways that I can improve my goals, please let me know, or ways that I can take action on them. But I really want to start kind of adding some big words into my vocabulary so I can sound a little smart, you know? You know when someone says something and you're like, oh, that was a nice word, like, they're smart. I want people to think that about me. The last one is I want to improve my posture. I'm saying that as I'm, you know, sitting up straighter. I want to improve my posture. I feel like I have very poor posture. I feel like a very rounded upper back. I don't really know where to start with this one, but I do think that's something that I really want to focus on. And I do think that improving my posture is something that I will really have to focus on. So that will be like a highlight of a goal for a month. And it's probably going to take me more than a month to do it. I think that some of these are things that I'm going to have to put a lot of effort and attention towards, just kind of get the ball rolling and get it started stretching and improving my posture. So whatever month I decide, maybe in April I'm going to say, hey, I want to focus on improving my posture, and so that will be my focus of the month. So I want to go over my goals for January. These are my daily habits. My goal for the month is going to be 10K steps, but I also do have a couple of other goals. I know it's like very cliche that everybody wants to get fit and work out and blah 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 for their New Year's resolutions. I do too. Call me cliche. I don't care. I really want to focus on my health and working out and eating right in January. I feel like I've been treating myself a lot. Honestly, if you treat yourself every day, is it really a treat? My skincare routine, I want to do it morning and night. I feel like sometimes I fall off when I go to bed without washing my face, or I'll wait until noon to wash my face in the morning. Word of the day is the little widgets I was talking about. I think I want to do this every single month just to make sure that I read them and I try to like memorize them. Some of these words, like I was like, I cannot include this in my vocabulary on a daily basis, because at first I was like, oh, I'll try to maybe like use these words every day. Let's just listen to this word. Is that English? What? Sang-froid. That doesn't sound like a word when I pronounce it. The ability to stay calm in difficult situations. Sang-froid. I don't know how that's gonna like naturally come up in conversation where I can like throw that word in there. If I have the opportunity to throw a word in there, I'd like to. I want to just make sure that I'm reading those every day and maybe trying to absorb them, the ones that I can pronounce. I want to wear my Apple Watch every day. I'm wearing it right now. Someone applaud me, cheer for me, thank you, no, I'm kidding. Congratulate me for the bare minimum. In order to get 10,000 steps a day, I need to wear my Apple Watch to be able to track them. I downloaded this app. What is this app called? If anyone wants to join me, I think this would be so fun if we like kind of have similar New Year's resolutions and we want to keep each other accountable. What is this app called? Hello? I was gonna say, I just downloaded this. It's called pedometer. It tracks your steps, and I have it on my Apple Watch, and then I also added it to my lock screen on my phone so I can track my steps and kind of stay accountable with that. I don't know if I expect myself to do this every day, and I don't know if I expect myself to do 10 steps every day. I think I'm kind of leaning towards 5 days a week for this. And then no eating out alone. This is something that I did in 2021, the very beginning of 2021. I lost 30 pounds. Kind of crazy whenever I think that out loud that I did that. And in my opinion, I did it in a very sustainable and healthy way. And one thing that really helped, especially in the beginning, was not eating out alone. I had a really bad habit of like going through drive-thrus, getting takeout, going to Chipotle whenever I was hungry. I love Chipotle. I hyperfixate on Chipotle. One thing that I did was if I wanted to eat out, I'd have to like enlist someone to come with me. I wasn't eating out alone, but it was also nice because it was like quality time with friends or spending time with people. But if no one wanted to eat out with me, I would make something at home. If I didn't have food, I'd go to the grocery store to get something. And that honestly helped me save a lot of money. And I do think that really kind of like kickstarted that little weight loss journey that I was on. I think that that's a very attainable goal for myself. And I'm feeling feeling really motivated. We'll see how long this lasts. I hope it lasts a long time because I want to achieve my goals. These are my 2024 New Year's resolutions and the goals that I'm implementing in January to kind of get a kickstart and get the ball rolling on these goals. I'm really excited. I like to make goals that are attainable, but they're just like lightly out of reach almost. Like I have to push myself to achieve these goals, but they're not so hard that I don't do them and feel discouraged and then just give up altogether. But like I said, I will link the spreadsheet down below for you guys. It's from Etsy. I think I paid $2 for it and I really like it. Now we're gonna reflect on my 2023 New Year's resolutions. So I did my New Year's resolutions in a different way in 2023 than I'm doing in 2024. And the reason I'm doing them in a different way is because they did not work for me. Instead of doing kind of like monthly goals, even though these aren't really monthly goals, you know what I mean, I categorized my goals and I categorized them in different ways. So the categories were fun, relationships, career, financial, and health and fitness. My first goal was fun. I don't know why I included this in fun and not health and fitness, but whatever. 2023 me was on something, I guess. I don't know. I wanted to get the splits. Did I do that? No. I will say for a while I really did try. Like I was saying, I did not do it. I felt discouraged and I'm hoping that this year I will get to it. I think I said this has been on my New Year's resolution list for like the past 3 years. Hopefully we'll get it. Another fun category was I wanted to finish decorating my apartment. I actually moved apartments. One thing that I wanted to finish decorating was my bedroom. I honestly don't feel like I finished decorating my bedroom. I do think that I've made progress like with this, but I feel like I want to get like new pillows and bedding and things like that to kind of complete it. I didn't do that because honestly I didn't want to spend the money. You know what? I'm gonna change my no to a kinda. Because like I kind of made some progress, not a ton, but some. For my relationships category, I wanted to prioritize friendships and experiences. And I put kinda for this one as well. I really do feel like I prioritized friendships. I feel like that was a huge focus of me this year, was to really invest in the friendships I already had and to really focus on making new friends. In your 20s, it is really hard to find a community to make new friends. Honestly, this year I feel like I ended some friendships that weren't healthy for me. I mean, people change. Not to get too much into it. And if I'm being honest, I feel like I really did that. I think out of everything this year, that was the #1 thing that I focused on, and I do feel like I achieved that. I do hope that in 2024 I continue to build those friendships and make even more friendships and have like a bigger community. The reason I put kind of was because I don't really feel like I prioritize experiences too much. I don't really feel like there's too many things that I experienced this year. I didn't feel like I had a lack of experiences, but I don't think that this was like an overwhelming experience year for me, so that's why I put kind of. Career, I wanted to decide if I wanted to get a job or not. So at the beginning of 2023 I was self-employed. I was doing social media full-time. I was really unhappy with it and I was unsure if I wanted to continue doing social media full-time or if I wanted to get kind of a corporate style job. And my goal wasn't to get a corporate style job, it was to decide if that's what I wanted to do and do it if I wanted to, or decide that's not what I wanted to do and stay doing social media full-time. I did in fact get a job. I work at a marketing agency. I got a job in October. I think I decided maybe like April time that at the end of summer, once everything was said and done, I have a small business where I sell to-do lists and I wanted that to kind of be complete with my launch. After that, I wanted to get a job and started applying for jobs. I got a job in October, so check, I did that. Not only did I decide that I wanted to get a job, I actually got one. Career-wise, I also wanted to stop being so afraid of what people think of me. With posting your life on the internet, it's really hard to not care what people think of you, but I also wanted to not, I don't really feel like I did that, if I'm being honest. I still feel like I strongly do care about what people think of me. That's something I still could work on. Financial, I wanted to budget every month and aim to save 20% of my income monthly, and I did that. I will say, I did budget every month. Not every month was I able to save 20% monthly, but year round, out of my entire income that I made in 2023, I was able to save 20%, which I'm really so proud of myself for. I'm really happy about. That's not an easy thing to do, especially in this economy. Health and fitness, I wanted to work out 3 times a week and challenge myself. I also put kind of for this one. I did not work out 3 times a week every week. I didn't expect myself to work out 3 times a week every week. At the beginning, I was really consistent with doing workout classes for weight training. The person that ran those classes moved away, so I didn't have that, and then I started doing Pilates at the end of the year. But I will say this year wasn't my most like fitness year of my life, kinda, but also like leaning more on the no side. We got 3 kindas, 2 yeses, and 2 nos. That's a win. I'm gonna be honest, that's a win for me. I would love to hear your guys' New Year's resolutions for 2024. Comment them down below. I'd love to hear them. Also, if you guys want to see how well I complete those little spreadsheets, make sure to watch my monthly reset videos because I go over how well I did and then I make new ones. I thought we would reflect on this past year. This is something I did in my 2023 reset. I picked some highs and some lows and some lessons learned, just kind of reflect a little bit. So my highs, I went to Eras Tour 3 times. I know. I went to the opening night. I heard her perform Cruel Summer live for the very first time. Like, that I think is one of those things, like, when I'm an old woman, if I decide to have children, my grandchildren will be like, oh, I heard Taylor Swift perform Cruel Summer. Like, that literally will be that thing that I never shut up about. I also went to the second night in Glendale, Arizona. She performed This Is Me Trying for one of her surprise songs, which is one of my favorite, most meaningful songs ever, and I think that will be a highlight of my entire life, hearing her perform that song live for the very first time, and just in general as well. That song, literally, you hear me like gasping because I was so excited that she was playing that in the video that I was recording. And I also went to her closing night in LA when she announced 1989, Taylor's version. Taylor Swift has been a huge highlight of this year for me, and I love that woman and I owe her my life. She is the most amazing person that I've never met. Another high was that I got a job. Like I said, I work at a marketing agency. I'm so proud that I went through it. I was really nervous to get a job. I was really nervous I was gonna hate it. I was really nervous that I was making the wrong decision. I was really nervous that I wasn't qualified for a job. I did it. I'm really proud of myself for it, and I think that it gave me a lot of confidence, not only in the fact that I got a job, but going to this job every day. I feel like I'm learning something new every day, and I feel like it's really empowering and fulfilling to work towards something that's bigger than myself. I love making YouTube videos. I love making content on social media, but I felt like it was almost kind of vain because everything that I was doing was just revolving around my own life, making videos about my life, talking about my life. It just, everything felt like it was about me. Going to work every day and contributing something that is greater than just myself feels amazing, even though not every day is perfect and butterflies and rainbows, and sometimes I get really stressed out about it because it's a job everyone does. I just feel a lot more fulfilled. Another high is that I made some new friends. I made some friends that I'm really close with. I'm so happy in my life right now. I feel like so many things are going right for me, and I think that sometimes in order to let good things come into your life, you have to let go of negative things. I really feel like I made room in my life to meet really good people who make me really happy. Another thing in 2023 was I started dating again. This was something that was kind of weird for me. I started in September. I would say for like the first like 6+ months of the year, I wasn't going on dates. I was in an almost 4-year-long relationship that ended in 2022. I kind of wanted to take time after that breakup to just figure out who I am. The fact that I was in a relationship from 18 to 22 years old, those developing years, I feel like I had no idea who I was on my own outside of that relationship, and I just wanted to prioritize myself, focus on myself, figure out who I am, and not need to be in a relationship, not need a man, not need anyone, to fully be independent. It took a little bit over a year to do that, if I'm being honest. I just kind of wanted to focus on myself, and I wasn't wanting a relationship. I wasn't wanting to date anyone. I'm still not really wanting a relationship. I'm kind of just wanting to figure out what I like and what I don't like in men in a relationship. I feel like I've really figured out who I am, and it's really important for me to maintain that and not, I don't want to say not bend, because in relationships you have to kind of bend and compromise, but I want to maintain who I am with whoever I'm with next. And so I started dating again this year. Nothing serious, because that's not really what I'm looking for. I think that I'm kind of at a place right now, and I've talked about this, where I want to go on dates. I want to figure out what I do and don't like in men, but if I meet someone and it's really great, I don't want to turn that down. I'm a very big person of everything's gonna work out how it's supposed to work out. It's really terrifying, honestly, to kind of get back into the dating world after, I mean, technically 5 years of being out of it. Another thing that I'm considering this a high, but this is a revelation that I had this year. If I don't want to get married and have children one day, I don't have to. I still don't know if that's something that I want, and I think that I'll figure it out when the time comes. If I meet someone and I want to get married, then I will. But if I don't find the right person, then I don't care to. I think that I always just assumed that that's what I would do, because that's kind of what everyone else around me modeled for me. Every woman in my life that I know that's older has been married, has had children. I don't really know any single, no children women in my life. It was a revelation that I had this year that was so freeing to me, that if I don't want that life, I don't need to have it. Just because it's what I was seeing growing up and what most people around me have doesn't mean that it's right for me. And that's not me saying that I'm not going to get married and not having children. Maybe when I'm older I'll say, no, I do want that. That was such a freeing revelation that I had. Let's talk about lows. This year, I went through a really big friendship breakup, not with anyone you guys know. I know that people are gonna be like, oh, so this person, it's not who you're thinking of. If I still follow them on Instagram, we're still friends. That's what I'll say. I think that going through a friendship breakup can really hurt your self-esteem, hurt your confidence, kind of hurt your self-worth a little bit. Going through a friendship breakup is worse than going through a breakup with a man, with the person you were dating. It really makes you reevaluate so much. It was honestly, I don't want to say the worst and the best thing that happened to me this year, but it made room for such a positive thing in my life, which was meeting new people and having that room for them. So I'm gonna say that was a low, but it ended up working out. I don't want to start any drama by saying that. Like, I feel like I'm kind of like, do I edit this out? Because I don't want to start any drama. Okay, Another low was this was the year that my skin decided to say, fuck you, I hate you, I'm gonna be horrible. I had such bad acne at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of this year, my skin looked so bad. Slowly I was able to progressively clear it, and then I got a fucking staph infection on my face, and then that re-triggered my acne again, and now I'm on Accutane. I would say pretty much this entire year my skin has been horrible, and it really affected my confidence. If you've never had acne, this is something you probably can't relate to, but if you have had acne, especially really bad acne, you probably are completely understand where I'm coming from with this. It really took a toll on my mental health this year and my confidence and my security with myself, but now I'm on Accutane, so we're only on the come up. I hope it's okay that I switched locations. My back was hurting, so I wanted to lean against this wall. I want to talk about some lessons that I learned in 2023. I came up with 2. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I'm kind of getting aw, it's not that deep, but also is it? The first lesson that I learned was things can turn out better than you expected. There was a lot of things in my life that I had low expectations for that turned out so much better than I thought they would. For example, getting a job, meeting new friends in my life, dating, just so many different things that I kind of was dreading and I wasn't looking forward to actually ended up being really positive things in my life. The next thing is you have to put yourself out there to make the changes that you want. I think a lot of my life I was just kind of waiting for things to come towards me, and I wasn't putting the effort to make changes. I was like, why is nothing happening? And it was because I wasn't putting in any work. This one in particular, meeting new friends, was, like I said, something that I really wanted to focus on this year. I really had to put myself out there to make new friends. I had to go to happy hours and events and DM new people and go to dinners and talk to new people and go up to people in workout classes and try to spark up conversations. And I'm a very introverted person. That is very out of my comfort zone, something that is not natural to me, something that is not comfortable to me. And I really had to put myself out there and step out of my comfort zone. Even with getting my job, I had to apply for new jobs, I had to interview new jobs. I felt so unqualified because I'd been doing social media, being self-employed full-time, that I was like, I don't have this corporate experience that I feel all these jobs are wanting. And I had a lot of imposter syndrome in both senses, and I really had to force myself out of my comfort zone to make those changes. In doing so, I ended up being so happy and making changes that really fulfilled me and made this year so much better than it would have been if I didn't do it. That was a really big lesson that I feel like I always kind of knew, but I had to force myself to learn. In 2023, I had a word of the year, and that was courage. Oh wait, those kind of just connected. I feel like I really did have courage, putting myself out there, taking myself out of my comfort zone. Slay. Oh my god. I will say I did not write a word for 2024. I don't want to have this be kind of a spur of the moment one. Should I say I want to say discipline, but I don't know if that's we're gonna say discipline. I spelled discipline wrong. How do you spell discipline? Oh, whatever. So my word for 2024 is discipline. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's going to be our filler word for now. I also wanted to talk about things that I'm looking forward to in 2024. Number 1, I will be turning 24 in 2024. If you guys don't know, I was born in 2000, March of 2000. So for the most part, whatever year it is how old I am. Me saying that I was born in 2000 either makes people feel really old or really young, is what I've come to realize. I am so excited to turn 24. I don't know what it is, but I feel like 24 is you're an adult now. I feel like 23 is an adult on training wheels. 24, it's okay, your free trial has expired. There you go. I'm so excited to be 24 because I feel like it gives you a lot more credibility. I feel like how 15 and 16, that is just 1 year in between, but the difference of how people view you when you're 16 versus 15 is so different. I know that comes with driving, even 17 and 18. I know being an adult, even 12 and 13. I just feel like there are certain years that once you move on to the next year, you're viewed in a very different way. You have more respect, you have more credibility. I never thought I would be kind of excited to be like more into adulthood, but I am. I just feel like 23 is a weird year. It's a weird age to be. It's a stupid age. It's an odd number, and I think odd numbers are ugly. Mine is 13 because of Taylor Swift. Mentally, I'm 24. Like in my mind, I'm already 24. The other thing that I put that I'm looking forward to in 2024 is that I have nothing planned. I have no idea where this year is going to take me. I have no vacations planned. I have nothing going. I'm not going to any concerts that I know of. Like there's nothing that I am looking into 2024 being like, that's going to happen. And I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited to see where this year takes me. I hope that I fill it up with memorable events, experiences, maybe trips, maybe not, maybe just fun nights with my friends. It is a little anxiety inducing. Like I have no idea where this year is going to take me, but that's also kind of exciting. And I think that's the first time in my entire life I've said that. Look at, am I growing up? Who am I? Mrs. Almost 24. Well, Miss, I'm not married. Miss Almost 24. I'm quite literally terrified for this last section of this video. And do you want to know why? We're gonna look over my budget. That's so scary. I budget every month. The way that I budget is I track every penny that I spend and I categorize it into a bunch of different categories. So I don't necessarily have like, okay, in this month, I'm only gonna spend $100 on this, and I'm only gonna spend $300 on this, and I'm only gonna do this. But I know where I spent a lot of money and where I saved a lot of money. So I thought we would go over my yearly spending. I'm so scared. So this is my spending for 2023. The biggest category was business. Now, this is a very broad category because this is my taxes, because being self-employed and doing social media, taxes aren't taken out of my income, so I have to pay them myself. So I included this in there. But that also does include if I bought new camera equipment for YouTube. I have a small business where I sell to-do lists. That includes all the inventory that I bought for those to-do lists, all the shipping labels, all the parcels. It's a bunch of different things because I have like 4 jobs. Anything that I buy for any of those jobs goes into this category. So that is technically the biggest category, but I thought we would look at it in a non-business sense. So when we do that, it looks like this. And I am so fucking proud of myself, you guys. Standard expenses is also a very large encompassing category. It's my rent, it's my utilities, it's my car insurance, my health insurance. My health insurance, I now have health insurance through my job. Before I was on my mom's health insurance, so I would have to pay for it myself. And so I would take it out of this section. My phone bill, my gas, that is just kind of the standard things that I expect to spend money on to stay alive and have shelter and be able to get from point A to point B. I am so proud of myself that that is over half of my income because I really tried to not overspend and indulge this year, and the fact that I was able to save 20% of my income is something I'm really, really proud of myself for, especially at my age. And the fact that I wasn't spending a ton of money on like clothes or apartment decor or things like that. To me, standard expenses being the biggest expense means that I wasn't overspending in certain areas that I shouldn't have been, and that I was being, in my mind, more responsible with my money. That is up for debate though. Like if you might see this and be like, that is not being responsible with your money. The next biggest category is health. And so that is a bunch of different things. And I don't mind that being my second biggest category at all. That is my therapy, which is something that I will never regret paying money for. That has improved who I am as a person so much. Also any medicine that I'm on, my doctor's appointments. I also included my gym membership, any workout classes that I did in the health category. The third biggest category is something that I honestly am not super happy with myself. I think this was maybe an area where I overindulged this year, and I think that it maybe was out of my means. So beauty, if I get my hair done, if I buy new makeup, things like that. But also I think the biggest contributor to this category was I was getting facials for probably like 8-9 months of this year, every single month. I really wanted to focus on improving my skin this year because like I was talking about, my skin was not good this year. And so that was a category that I didn't mind spending more money on, getting facials, getting like medical grade skincare products. But at the end of the day, I still am on Accutane. I still love my esthetician who I used to went to. I think that she's amazing. I just didn't think it worked for my skin in the long run. I think that maybe getting monthly facials is something at this point in my life I still don't feel like I can afford, and I kind of was overspending in that area, and I don't think that beauty should be my third biggest category of my yearly spending. So going into 2024, I don't want to make facials a monthly thing for me. The next one is clothes. I feel like I didn't buy that much clothes this year, but I guess I did. Honestly, I don't regret it. I'm really proud of myself that I bought more in groceries than I did in takeout. To me, that means that I didn't eat out as much as I thought I did. I still did eat out quite a bit, but like a 1% difference for a yearly is pretty good. Apartment 3%, that's apartment decor, Christmas decor, things like that. Travel was 4.4%. Not bad. I didn't travel too much this year, so I do feel like that is a bit high for how little I traveled, but whatever. I have other right here. That's like Christmas presents and birthday presents and things like that, donations. It doesn't say how much that was. That was 2.4%, not bad. Fun to me is going out with my friends, drinking, going to like a psychic or kind of like experiences and events. At the end of the day, I was really scared to look at this and I'm pleasantly surprised. I feel like this year I really wanted to focus on not overconsumption and I wanted to live within my means, and as outside of the facials, I feel like I really did live within inside my means, and I want to continue that and maybe even do better for 2024. It's so good to feel proud of yourself, especially when it comes to spending money. But that is my 2024 reset. I'm so excited for this upcoming year. If you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe. I do monthly resets kind of like this. Let me know if you guys have any New Year's resolutions. I would love to hear them, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Mwah.